Okay, so I'm starting a new series. It's kind of stupid, but kind of funny. Basically, I'm gonna get fucked up the night before. Then the day after, I'm gonna talk about the crazy shit I thought about when I was high watching TV. Last night I watched The Office, and the things I was thinking about when I watched The Office was apparently. Let's go backwards because I was talking to ChatGPT. Oh my god, it was weird. Okay, we don't use paper anymore. Like, yeah, the office has paper, so it's weird. Like, genuinely, I don't use paper on a daily basis. I don't organize my things on paper. We conceptualize things on a computer and I love my to do list app. I can't imagine doing things on paper. I tried it. I hated it. Um, Also, like, it's crazy. Like, we're going in steps of, like, what we're using. First, it was paper and pen. Don't need those no more. Not really. Now it's your mouse and keyboard. I can talk to the AI now. I can do so much by just talking. Fucking love that, by the way. Anyways, this is what I wrote when I was high as balls. You know what's fucking crazy? We don't use paper anymore. We used to use paper for fucking everything. What the fuck? We don't. And then we're gonna not use keyboards. We're not gonna use keyboards. Oh my fucking god. Because you can understand this perfectly now. It's just one button or like five buttons. Fuck me. Oh my god. Hey, open the documents and use the touchscreen. Fuck, we don't need. I think I was trying to think about. I was trying to like think about like how it would work out in real life. Like, hey, computer, do this, do that. That's what I was trying to think of. Then, oh, apparently I was thinking about the trope of like when the woman cheats on a guy, but then like it works out perfectly because Pam cheated on her boyfriend. He was an ass. Don't get me wrong. I fully acknowledge that. Also, check out my shirt. This is my little fuck you to Trump and the U.S. But like, I like the U.S. It's conflicting. Anyways, but basically, my question for the AI was, why is it such a huge trope for women to be with a guy, but then another guy steals her away, and that works out perfectly? Why is that like such a big trope for women? Like, do women want that? Do men want that? I think there's more than a few that do that. Yeah, there's more than a few times where that's a trope. Like, they're with a guy that they settled for, and then suddenly there's this great guy, and then they get with great guy, and that's the trope. Why? So according to AI, it's efficient. It's a trope. It happens all the time. Wish fulfillment. It's like that fantasy of like, I'm stuck in this relationship, but I could get out, and it gives them the like release of like, you're living cathartic. You're living vicariously, essentially. And it changes the framework of, oh, I'm not cheating. I am headed towards romantic destiny. Literally, what the AI said verbatim is, in a lot of media, women aren't shown as free sampling partners. They don't like sleep around. That's coded as immoral. But being stolen away by someone amazing, that reframes it as romantic destiny instead of cheating. And for the male, it's like you're better than the competition. This trope also flatters the male lead. He's better than the competition. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but it is an interesting trope, and we just swallow it all the time. It's everywhere if you look for it. Oh, this is the crux of everything. This was the main cathartic thought I had last night. One second. Wait a second. Well, I was kind of wondering like why we watch TV in the first place. I think in one way it is showing us what could be, like what our behavior ought to be like. It's modeling a version of the world that we can digest easily. It's telling us the same stories. I've watched The Office like 20 times and I still enjoy it. Why do I enjoy it? It's kind of giving us data on like, this is normal, that's not normal. It's weird. It's odd. It's really odd. Let's keep going. I was also curious, like, there's no stereotypes somewhere. All TV, everyone's nice, clean, happy. We all get along. Yay! Where's the conflict? Where's the Because stereotypes essentially are just like, this is what that group of people act like. It's a cheat sheet. Instead of like giving all the backstory, this individual complex, traumatic, you can just stereotype them and our brain digests that easily. I was cracked out. I'm talking about fractals and crap. Because that is interesting. Because, like, through layers of abstraction, like, things to follow similar patterns, like an atom and a planet. They are wildly different in scale, but it's the same pattern. Big ball of mass, tiny little things orbiting it, the moon, electrons and atoms. Like, it's interesting. Like, why is that a thing? And then also, well, it kind of makes sense. Like, the same forces are acting on them, just on vastly different scales. But also, why didn't something vastly different come about? I don't remember if this was last night or a few whiles back. But isn't it interesting how we think we understand reality? Our eyes can only see a specific wavelength. Our ears can only hear specific frequencies. We can only feel to a certain degree. Like, what patterns are we not paying attention to because we physically can't see them? We need to add in other machines to see beyond the physical spectrum. And that's interesting. Like, what if we did create a machine and gave it intelligence and it could see beyond the physical spectrum? It could see x-rays and all other kinds of things. Would they view reality fundamentally different? Would there be, like, patterns across the different things that we just can't see? Not only that, but we are limited to a certain period of time, 100 years or so, less. What if you could expand, create an intelligence that can understand reality on a scale of 1,000 years or 100,000 years? They would understand life completely different. Okay, lastly, this was the thing I was talking about earlier, the main crux of everything. The Great Filter. The Great Filter theory is basically like a civilization. The question is, why are there no aliens? Someone came up with the idea of the Great Filter. What if there is a biological or scientific like stopping point where tech does not go past that? What if Dyson spheres, those spheres that cover the sun and collect energy from it, what if that's just fundamentally impossible? Or what if traveling from star system to star system is fundamentally impossible? But we don't know it because we haven't reached that level of intelligence. And what if we never do? What if every civilization that exists in the universe hits a hard stopping point because of the rules of reality? For example, and my theory on top of that is, what if the only thing that causes that is kind of cultural? Like, what if a society creates fake realities? What if we make VR that hacks into our neural input and output? It tells our brain, this is real, this is painful, this is happy. It can simulate pain, pleasure, visual, auditory, feeling, all of those. It can simulate those perfectly. Imagine we create that machine. How many people would just randomly start wondering, am I in base reality? And that's a valid question if we create VR to that degree. And at that point, it becomes much, much easier to create a world where Dyson spheres exist, where aliens exist, and your brain will fully believe it. It is easier to do that than it is to actually create a Dyson sphere or actually go out into the stars and meet aliens. What if every civilization that ever exists has an internal, like, pleasure-seeking and fear avoiding mechanism within them? What if that's required for evolution? Every civilization that ever exists has that in them, which leads them to create fake realities in search of pleasure, which means they never progress beyond that. Like, that, I think, kills the entire society. It would, I think, induce schizophrenic type, like, lose touch with reality type episodes across all of society. I'm fucking terrified of that. And I'm also fucking terrified that that's going to lead to cults. Because if I don't know what's real, there's still that need to be a part of a group. And if most groups make up shit to kind of like get people rallied together, normally they're religious, but you get a new group every once in a while. We call those cults. Anyways, I hope that made sense. I think it is a valid, at least plausible theory. Can't prove it. We have no access to any other aliens. But I think it kind of logically makes sense. And we're going to be kind of the first experiment. If it happens to us, it could probably happen to everybody. You get me? Anyways, I'm probably going to watch Scrubs. Love that show. Probably gonna have some crazy shit to talk about. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for watching.